All right, it's 7 o'clock, conservation meeting will be starting. This is being recorded by Area 58, and you can see it on YouTube when they do post it. First thing on the agenda is 48 Elm Street, RDA hearing for a tree removal. Anyone here for 48 Elm Street? Going once, going twice? Nope. I don't know.
Do we want to go ahead and just send it to the next meeting, or I don't know what is already on the agenda?
Yeah,
Do we want to wait for them to reach out to us?
Since it is not an emergency for the tree removal, I'll say we'll wait for them to reach out.
Sounds
to us.
good.
Okay. 705 River Street. Continue hearing. Request. It's a continuation.
Oh, so they asked for it. Okay.
Yep. So.
I'll make a motion to continue it to our 11/21/23 meeting, the continued hearing at 111 River Street.
Yep. Any other time?
Let's do it at 7:05.
Sounds good to me. Second.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, that was 5, so we got a couple minutes. We got bills.
We get bills we can pay.
We do have bills. Okay, nothing happened here. That's the next thing. And if someone put a motion to pay bills,
I will make a motion to pay the bills.
do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So. Good. Let's see.
I see this. We can squeeze in here.
I thought we already did this one. Are we missing a signature on 163 Plymouth Street? The signatures? Was it maybe, it's gotta be Kathy, because I think we went over it at the last meeting and she wasn't there. Right, it's just a road cut access. They're just maintaining that road cut
Yeah.
access so they can do gas maintenance. It's been
I
there.
don't see anything here to be signed.
Yeah, okay.
So we can always come in and sign that whenever.
I mean, it's just on the agenda, that's all I wanted to address it, but I'm pretty sure we addressed it last meeting and it's the same thing. Kathy wasn't here. And
Okay.
she's not, I think you and I signed it, because we were at the initial meeting. But, as was Kathy, but she wasn't here last week to sign it, so.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, looks like we have 1 minutes meeting to sign.
Yeah, where was that?
It's October 17th.
All right, I'll, make a motion to approve the minutes from our October 17th, 2023 meeting.
All right, second the motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye. Ed, there's
That
that.
sounds good.
All right.
All right, just wait for the,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else. Everything else is a discussion.
When 550 comes up, it looks like they're gonna reconfigure the entrance landscaping. I don't know if that's also on the plan. Planning board's asking us if we have any comments about that stuff. Just something to think about when he presents it. So we can cover it all at once.
I'm back to you guys.
Nope.
That'll be for the next thing on the agenda.
Okay. I don't know if you've been over to the restaurant or not. And are you also familiar with the area from both sides, like from?
Yes, I haven't
Okay.
been there in a little bit, but I have a
Okay.
good idea. What's
Yeah. Okay. I like that they're taking out that stuff.
I noticed that.
All right, being 7:10, 550 Mapontet Street, RDA hearing. Mr. Webby?
Evening, Joe Webby, Webby Engineering, for the Monpont Events LLC. And with me tonight is Jasmine and John, who are represented right now. These are the new owners of what we used to call the Monpont Inn.
Okay.
And what they want to try to do is rearrange the frontage on the parking lot side. That'll all be for a new entrance. What we are, obviously, we're on the pond, we have our 50-foot, and then we have our 100. So 99% of the work they'd be doing is beyond the 100 feet. However, I've outlined in yellow what they do want to do along the pond's edge. One of them is this, they do want to propose a deck here, because there's a door there that they need to have as an exit.
There's a door there already.
Yes, there's a door there already.
Is that the emergency exit or is that the kitchen exit?
I think it's kitchen.
I think that if it's around the corner from the side patio there, is that the kitchen exit?
No, that's the ballroom.
Okay. And so what's there right now, just like a stoop?
No, so,
There's a door there. And it's
yes,
Just a little door with like just a ramp down to the
Yeah.
grass?
Yeah,
Okay. Trying to picture it, that's all.
So that's, if we started this and work this way, then they would like to redo a ramp and a walkway right along at the bottom of the decking, and then have a proposed walkway to what they're calling a proposed ceremonial deck, which will be slightly elevated, and that probably would be made out of some type of Trex.
yeah,
Okay, so that'll be pervious. And then also we'll have a walkway to the existing dock. Okay, these walkways will all be pervious pavers.
Okay.
And then the last thing that they're proposing for work on the pond side is just to do a little bit of regrading right in this area.
And that right now is like, that's all just grass right now,
Oh, this is
right?
all
There's no-
lawn. It's all,
Yeah, lawn, that's what I mean.
And where you're doing the walkway near the building, that's already a walkway, you're just fixing the present?
well, yeah, this deck is currently there.
No, I'm talking the yellow.
The walkway in front of it there?
front-
Yeah, this, I believe there's already a walkway
It's
right
kinda
around the
dirt.
bottom. They're just kind of walking
Yeah.
everywhere. down
Okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah, it's like I've walked back there, it's kind of like a walkway, but not really. It's just kind of a path that everybody's walked on. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's compacted earth, really.
Right.
Okay.
So basically, that's what we're asking under the RDA for the Conservation Commission. We will be doing quite a bit of work. I heard you mention the planning board. All this work will be happening, but that's beyond the 100 feet.
Right.
They had the proposed walkway, was that grass going down to the,
No, this one's going to be also a paved.
no, but it's there right now, is it
Oh, yeah,
grass?
there's something there now. Well, you come down here, and there used to be, this is the walkway right now.
yeah, that's grass.
Yeah, this is lawn. So this used to go to the
Yeah, there's a brick.
There used to be gazebo there.
Yeah, there's a-
Yeah.
gazebo.
Yeah, it's a brick walkway, and you're gonna remove that,
Yeah,
and the little half walls that are there that are kind of, you're gonna remove those as well. Nice, that'll look a little nicer. The proposed walkway that's gonna come down to the deck, that's also gonna be pervious stone,
Pervious pavers.
pervious pavers, yeah, okay.
This has to be ADA.
Yeah, right,
Yeah, so we have to be able to have a wheelchair on.
okay. I wondered about that in the past, and when I heard there were new owners, I was wondering what you were gonna do about that.
I'm
Yeah.
curious as to the purpose of regrading the,
Well, we
The
actually
laundry.
asked for that a couple of years ago prior to this owner. We had gotten permission from the commission to regrade that,
okay,
and it just never happened.
okay.
But yeah, basically, it's just to take a little curse off of that, to get around the building there.
Okay, I understand.
Right, so it's gonna be
Less
grass
of a
there. With these walkways, usually sometimes like rainfall and everything else, will this make like a river down to the water, or how high up above the grass is this walkway gonna be,
Well,
like
these
a couple
walkways will
inches?
be grass level.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, they're just grass level. As will these up here, and that's, this one, this may be elevated, 9 inches, so I don't know.
What are you gonna use underneath that? Like,
Would just be a deck.
yeah, how deep are you gonna go with your columns? I'm assuming you're gonna use lally columns, 4 feet? Nothing crazy, it's not real soft over there, right? Like,
No, it won't be.
like you can-
concrete, I don't think.
are you concerned about the deck ever sinking? Is it that soft back there at all, do you know?
No.
I didn't think so, I thought it was, if I'm remembering right, it's a pretty good grade, you guys don't get much flooding over there, right, even in the winter? Okay,
No.
all right, so it's not super wet.
Yeah, this is good, right now, there's a good slope up
Yeah,
above the pond.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the proposed deck here, is that raised or is that surface level, ground level?
This one
Yeah,
here,
mm-hmm,
that'll be it'll go from the sill down, I think it's about 3 steps.
okay. And right now, that's
Right now,
landscaping?
it's just a ramp.
It's literally like a ramp as wide as the door, right? Like the
Yeah.
door opens and it immediately drops down, which I'm not even sure is ADA compliant.
oh, yeah.
So part of that is,
Years ago, didn't they have like a little sitting area there?
yeah, I think 2 or 3 owners ago, yeah. you
Yeah,
could sit
because
back
you had to
there.
step down, I remember.
Yeah.
It's kind of awkward
Yeah,
after a few cocktails. Not awkward, but
you heard.
some people I associate with.
Provided all the materials that are used are approved, like, Mr. Webby's got a lot of experience in town, and I don't really see any issues. All of the landscaping, I know that it's outside of the 100-foot buffer, but I'd like to see, that list get approved as to what you're gonna put out there for plants and stuff, as long as it's nothing invasive, and all the grasses you're gonna replace with the natural grass that's there, the native grasses that are there, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we can.
Not gonna do
provide
anything crazy,
landscaping
yeah.
list for all
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
easy. We have that already.
Yeah. I don't see a problem with any of it, really, because
Did
he's,
you
I mean,
get a set from the planning board?
I don't know if we did or
Should be
not.
on that.
I mean, I see that, they're gonna be adding this walkway here, that's gonna have a little slope to it, but that's, a big part of that is to be ADA compliant, and this walkway here, but then they're also removing this walkway, these walls, this wall, and they're removing this walkway, you know what I mean? It's almost a wash, as far as the square footage of the walkways that they're putting in and taking out, other than the one by the building, which is probably, necessary for safety, really.
Yeah. Obviously, you're gonna put some socket
Oh,
fence.
yeah, we're gonna have the silk sock, start here, and go
Yeah.
all the way.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah, that's that.
All right, I
Yeah.
have no other questions. You, yourself, no?
My
I know it's close to
My
the
only
water.
concern is how close it is to the water, the proximity to the water, and having a policy across the board where, where we can explain why some things are subject to an NOI and some things may not be.
Yeah.
And for consistency reasons. That's why it's on the agenda that we were going to talk about
Yeah.
possibly having within 50 feet, having it require an NOI. However, the fact that they're using all pervious
Yes. Makes
Yeah.
a big
surfaces
difference.
makes a big difference to
Yeah.
me, because that's the concern, is the additional
Is the
runoff.
runoff.
And when there isn't additional runoff, it's not
Right.
really a concern. So I think maybe even when we do have that discussion, we should,
That should be a
Yeah,
caveat.
we'll have a discussion like that in the future, like,
Yeah. We
talk
I like
about-
the case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
I don't sound like blanket policies.
Right, but I think having all the surfaces this close to the water be pervious, if we all keep that in mind.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
Especially
no.
for this one. That does make me, it makes it a lot easier to look at and easier to approve, really. Because that's always my concern, is the runoff when you're getting that close.
Right.
Because then you get erosion quickly.
And then, so will there be any removal of existing vegetation at all?
Is there anything there now that?
But not anything down here, other than a little bit of lawn that we're gonna regrade. There
That'll
will
be replanted,
vegetation
though, right?
removed up along the building,
Okay.
but that's gonna be all really landscape.
But none of that is like, none of that is, as far as I can remember, none of that's anything unique. It seems like it's old bushes, really, nothing, if I'm remembering right, there's nothing unique to our environment. It's all previously commercial landscaped. All of this up here in front of the building, as far as I can remember. Yeah.
I have no other questions. Anyone else have any questions in regards to 515 Waponsa?
No?
All right, well, motion to accept 515 Waponsa Street with the RDA.
I'll make a motion to accept the RDA for 550 Monpont Street.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Well said. Thank you. Continue. I got one more coming.
Thank you.
Not a
Thank you.
problem, right,
Thank you.
Sign here.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Hi.
What did you come by to hear about?
Well, I didn't know if anything else was going on with the power road, the 250 Main Street.
Just, if we do, it would probably just be discussion, but I think I discussed it to death last night. So we might skip over that. You know, and the other two things that we had to vote on, the other parties didn't show up. So we skipped right to 550.
Yeah, during the discussions, we can always bounce around. Do you want to talk about that? Just to get it, since she's here?
I mean,
Regards to, I obviously wasn't on at the meeting last night. I have no idea what happened. Any ruling or anything on it?
no, they didn't make a ruling last night. A lot of us brought up a lot of the same things that we've been bringing up.
Yep.
You know, I think that maybe we as a board ought to talk to the stormwater management, because a few people brought up the culvert that is right by the 4th Ave beach, between 4th Ave and 6th Ave, because
So
there's
you
no
want to
5th Ave.
still, since they're going to do that, whatever they're doing?
Yeah, they're
you
gonna
want
do whatever
stormwater
they're doing,
management?
but like, I don't think anybody's really thought about stormwater management, because nobody really remembers that culvert's there. Because right now it's working. When it stops working from the trucks, then someone will say, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I think we'll talk to Peggy about that, because the
Yeah.
stormwater management usually falls under like new construction or something
Yeah.
like that, or revamping it. I have no
Yeah.
idea about the farm laws.
well, the highway, well, it's that the citizens in the neighborhood were worried about the traffic damaging that culvert under there, because it's not really very close to the project, but it's the route they're gonna use. And so if you go down Lincoln Street, there's, the Aves are all numbered, but when you get to 4th Ave, then there's the public beach and the public forest there, so
Okay.
there's no 5th Ave. And that's where there's a culvert, there's a natural waterway that goes down to the lake.
It's like the road's running down to that.
No, the road crosses it, so it goes underneath.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And right now it's fine, but 50 trucks a day for 7 or 8 months on a road that's not really actually ever been paved as far as anyone can recall.
Yeah, it's always been just,
It's just reclaimed
Yeah.
every summer, put down, and it, you know, survives. So there was concern about that. That's the only thing that people really brought up that I think we may end up having to address later. The other stuff is kind of above us, the DEP stuff.
yeah, they already made their
Yeah.
ruling, not ruling.
They
Judge.
set their report out, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to add? Okay.
All right. Have a good evening.
Well,
Thank
thank you
you.
for coming by.
What do we got? I haven't really had a chance to look at any of these except for 383 Mont Ponce with a driveway. I don't know what they did. Peggy could probably tell us, you know, I don't know if they came in, talked to her or what. That's the one that's like.
Is that the one that came on when they didn't know the contractor was supposed to?
Yeah, they didn't know that the contractor was supposed to do it, so I think we just asked them to like pay the fees.
Paid the fees
Yeah.
and they were trying to get the person who actually did the project
Yeah,
to
yeah.
pay the fees, but
That's the last-
obviously it's gonna be on
Yeah.
the homeowner to
Right.
deal with that.
How we doing,
Pay the
folks?
fee.
Not too bad. Anything specific on the agenda you wanted to talk about? You're the only ones here now.
You don't have to play first seat or nothing.
All right, we'll just go down the list and
Yeah?
add in your input if. 129 Oak Street, runoff water, I haven't been down there. Is that the one you were supposed to go to, or somebody was supposed to make a?
I believe they did, didn't they? Oh, no, they weren't able to come up with a time
Yeah.
to meet. So now that's available.
We'll have to schedule a site visit for that.
Yeah, it says, available anytime after 3, except on Thursdays and weekends, anytime. Need board availability. I won't be available for the next month, because I have some.
I could definitely go on, certain days of the week. So
Yeah.
I could do a Monday or, well, not a Monday. I could do a Tuesday, when it's an off week.
We'll have to coordinate
Tuesday.
with Peggy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like to have 2 people there.
Yeah.
That'd be good for you to go onto sites.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Nothing new on 111.
Doesn't
Lake?
seem like it, no.
We just discussed Morris Brothers.
Yep.
Elm Street runoff drainage issue complaints. Alan Lucas regarding the street runoff. See, living at the bottom of the hill, entering area drains off in the street and to his yard, carrying with large amounts of water, sand, debris towards Robbins Pond. He states he reached out to the highway department.
Seems like the highway department, Steve Haywood said 11/2, that's just last week.
Yep,
Looks like they'll be trying to address the issue.
the berms and
Yeah,
everything else, okay.
okay.
340 Plymouth Street and 314 Plymouth Street. Drainage again, property. Requested conservation regard flooding on 340. I'll probably have to follow up with Peggy, see what's going on there.
I think that I think I asked for the engineering to give me something in paper that says that the swale they're gonna build is gonna mitigate the flooding for 340 Plymouth Street. So I think we're waiting on that from PGB Engineering for that, because they said it's going to happen, but we.
I'm just a little confused. The 340, is that the, what's going at 340? Is that the
I think that's the storage. and then-
storage area?
And then 314 is the
But they
proposed.
did do storm water management, and usually
Yeah,
that's inside of it.
I don't know.
I mean, the same with 314. It's usually, I haven't seen the information on it. It's usually a few hundred pages long. When you have a big project like that, over
Yeah.
an acre.
Yeah,
So we did have peer reviews, I think, on both of them.
yeah, I think that's our peer review is PGB Engineering. I think.
Yeah,
We'd have to have Peggy,
yeah, okay.
see if we can add that.
Goals, we'll pass on that. Commission policies, we'll pass on that.
Yeah, we'd like to
We need to-
discuss that
yeah.
stuff with Kathy.
And, okay, we already paid the bills, we
Yeah.
got signatures.
Any of these new policies, we need the chair here to
Yeah.
approve.
We approved the minutes, mail and other correspondence, including the senior hospital.
Can we back up real quick to
Absolutely.
the 340 Plymouth Street and
Yep.
314 Plymouth Street? Because there is a letter in
Okay.
here from PGB
Okay.
Engineering under the discussions tab near the, which that does have my plan. So if we could take a look at that. We might still need to wait for Kathy, but
So,
this is, I don't think I got this through email. I think this is the first I'm seeing of this.
I can't find it.
How far to the back are you?
It's almost, it's the second to last page and last page under discussions.
Okay.
It's the very end, yeah.
All right, there
So
we go.
the
I
letter
see
is
it
right
there.
before that.
Okay, so this was 314.
Oh, the planning board. Discussion on the 19th, public hearing, policies related to its subject.
Yeah, 340 experiences flooding issues and the source of the floodwater is drainage outfall from located at 330 property, the O'Reilly Auto Parts building. The outfall discharges stormwater from the catch basins in Plymouth Street to the rear of 330. The swale captures the water from the outfall and is supposed to divert it to the existing draining ditch. The swale should alleviate some of the flooding problems that the algae experience. All right, but what do we have to prove that? And
Yeah,
how
the
do we
should,
hold
I
them-
don't like.
How do we hold them accountable if it
Well,
doesn't?
they usually have an, insurance policies on that.
Yeah. And this is dated October 27th.
Just to get off on the subject of the planning board, they usually don't deal with runoff water
Right.
or stormwater management. This has never been there.
I think that's why we ended up with it, because I think they sent it to the planning board, but it should have come to us.
Yeah.
I can't really make out this plan.
Yeah, this plan's
Yeah,
very
it's-
difficult to read. It's so tiny.
No, I think it's,
So, but they're saying with the new
Should.
storage
Then this,
facility, it should,
that they added a swale out back, and that's, we brought that up at one of the first
Okay.
meetings, is that we weren't sure how the runoff was gonna work, so they went ahead and agreed to do the swale to help kind of direct the water into that existing ditch that's been there forever. But should doesn't make me feel
right, I
super
think
comfortable.
that should say must.
Yeah, right.
That must address
Oh,
the
will.
issue.
Or
Even
will,
like lawyer.
right, some stronger language than should.
Yeah, that needs,
Oh,
that needs to happen.
If it was my house and it said, should alleviate some of the flooding problems, I wouldn't be happy with that. I wouldn't be satisfied with that.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there.
Yeah, we'll need to
It
address
must
this.
address it.
Yeah,
yeah, we'll probably, we'll have to put it on the agenda.
Yeah.
And possibly have Peggy reach out to them and have them discuss to us about the swells,
and exactly how it's
Yeah.
gonna,
how it's gonna work, and
and how do they
if
prove
they
that?
still use the word should,
Yeah,
that could be a problem.
all right, so let's go ahead and, we'll just ask Peggy to.
Peggy, yeah,
add
for
it- Add it to the
314.
agenda.
Yeah.
So we can discuss it and get them in here. Okay, I don't think we have anything else. How are you folks?
Oh, just great. So,
What are you here to talk about?
Hilda Lane.
Hilda Lane.
We haven't filed anything, but we
Who's
just wanted
Hilda
the
Lane?
opportunity to,
It's not on here, but we talked about it last time.
okay. But we finally got the wetlands redelineated,
Okay.
so that, and then we got this hot off the presses,
Spaceship.
I believe the redelineation is, so we just wanted to kind of get this for you guys.
I think we're gonna end up having to add it to the agenda for the next meeting, right?
Yeah, like, okay, he's just gonna give us this information. We can't really discuss it, because it's not on the agenda.
Yeah, and it has to be made public.
Yeah, even any
So that
kind of
anybody who
discussions.
wants to.
Yeah.
We can
We'll pass this on.
make a motion to have it added to the agenda, or we can just tell her to add it to the agenda for the next meeting. Hilda Lane.
Is it 21 Hilda Lane, remind me?
This says 8,
8.
8, oh, okay.
so I think that's what they're using as the,
Okay, I don't know where I got that from. All right, I can make a motion to add 8 Hilda Lane to the agenda for the next meeting.
On the 21st.
on
We'll make it
November
7:10. I don't think we have anything else.
yeah, I think so. We can
21st.
make,
Okay, It's 7:10.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So,
We didn't close it out, go ahead.
all right, good.
We just voted.
So, we were actually, the planning board was ready to approve this. And then they said, well, time out, let's have conservation just take a peek at this, make sure they don't have any problem with this, right? And make sure they're on board, so we don't have to redraw it, re-go through all the.
Right.
So then we came, you guys wanted to have it redelineated, which we did, we had it redrawn.
Yeah,
And it actually, we gained uplands. The wetlands shrunk a little bit, not much.
yeah,
So it basically hasn't changed at all from the original one.
Yeah,
So they were just looking for that blessing, that's how we ended up here.
okay.
So
well, for us to,
it'll have to go further down the road with you guys?
Yeah, well, the way it works
yeah, because
is,
we have to approve the delineation.
yeah, I don't think
Okay.
we'll, I can't say anything definitively, but we asked you to have it redelineated because we had to, because it was more than 3 years old.
Right.
Other than that, I think that was it, and unless the wetland changed drastically, I don't foresee any issues at all, but we do have to have it on the agenda so they can be made public so that we can vote on it.
Okay.
It's more of a procedural thing, really, that it has to be made
Open law,
public so that,
laws here.
I
yeah,
gotcha.
so,
Yeah, like, yeah, we will probably discuss, we might discuss like having a peer review, but if it's so close, we might not need to.
right, we might not be, like I said, because.
But
I
we'll
think
discuss
that's what
that
we asked for.
at the next meeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
We can prepare a nice little
yeah,
exhibit for.
that'd be great, just with everything that was on there last time, plus the new delineation would be great.
Okay,
Okay,
we can do that.
thank you.
Okay with that?
Oh,
It'd be our next meeting, the 21st.
21st, 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
That'd be at 7:10.
Yeah, oh, this is yours, Mr. Webby. You brought
Well, that's
that.
actually for you.
Okay,
Yeah, give this to,
all right,
That's the report from the wetland
okay.
conservation. Might want to keep that with you.
yeah, we'll keep
Yeah,
that.
throw that with it, and we'll ask Peggy to make some copies for us. Okay?
When's the next planning board meeting, Joe?
Next week, next Thursday.
Next, not this Thursday.
17th.
Okay.
The 17th.
I think it's the 17th. Might be the 16th, I don't know.
Whatever that Thursday is, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
sounds good.
all right.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you,
thank you.
folks.
Yep, thank you, guys.
Yep. What do you want to talk about this week?
Hey, he made an appearance, you know, I was getting worried, we haven't seen him since the first half.
Well, the meeting's overlap tonight.
Yeah, I know. Not happy about it. Was hoping they would address my email.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think anything else on the agenda. Anyone, any discussions I overlooked by mistake?
What is this? So, I'm sorry. This
It's okay.
notes, so this is after bills to be paid, after signatures, we've got the, it's on the agenda, I don't know what this means, why it's on here. That it says Board of Selectmen, 0 Plymouth Street and 250 Monpont Street earth removal permit application.
Yeah, I don't know what the 0 Plymouth Street is. The 250 Monpont Street, we kind of already touched on because they have an earth removal permit application in for the Board of Selectmen.
Right,
I did have a question that I used up all my time last night. I didn't get to ask why they don't have to come before us for their earth removal permit application.
Oh, have us at their meeting, a lot of times like
Either a joint meeting or should
joint
they,
meeting, yeah.
like if this was, this gentleman here, he wanted to remove more than 1,000 cubic yards from his house, why wouldn't he have to come before us first? You're removing earth.
is it because of the proximity to wetlands?
I mean, I don't know. That was a question I had, but we can email that to the board.
Okay.
Yeah, they
did-
can clarify, like,
Yeah.
if it falls under certain type of
Yeah,
rights to farm laws I'm not too familiar with, they might not have to.
and there's yeah, well, that was the debate. That was up for the debate last night. Because,
Some people think it's not farm.
well, when I went out for the visit with Kathy and the Board of Health, and the health agent and myself, we did a drive around with Mr. Moquin. He termed it to me as a bog renovation project. So I looked that up, and a bog renovation project isn't privy to the exemptions because it's not considered farming. Farming operations are considered, they have a lot of exemptions, but when you say it's a bog renovation project, it no longer gets the agricultural exemptions, and they have to apply for an earth removal permit.
Yeah, okay,
So they
probably
did-
fill me in with the.
You know what I mean? They're two very
Did
different
they
things.
have to file a report, permit?
If
I know
it's for the
something-
bog renovation, because that's no longer farming operations. It's part of farming because it's on a farm, But if it's a renovation project,
Did they say it's a renovation project? On writing, they might have said it.
I have to read the
Discussion.
whole permit, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But they went ahead and applied for the permit, so I'm thinking,
Well,
You
in
know.
their letter applying for the permit, they were asking for it not to be applicable. They were asking to not have to apply.
Yeah, 'cause
Right.
the lawyer,
So I thought it had more to do with the fact that it was over 1,000 cubic yards, why they had to apply.
right,
because-
because that's our bylaw, that's our
Yeah,
town
the
bylaw.
exemption is up to 1,000 cubic yards, and they're asking to remove 20 times that.
Right.
Transport it elsewhere, which the select board did ask for letters and comment, right?
yeah.
Right.
I was confused about, I sent a letter
Yeah.
because it was asked.
They read it into the record.
Okay, but I wasn't sure if we were supposed to do that as a committee.
No, it's just, anyone could
Okay.
ask a question.
Yeah.
To the committee, they can ask any question they want. They can, the selectmen have that option. They say,
Yeah.
okay, this is a legit question, we can ask them. It's just like, something they might overlook, I'm sure.
Yeah,
They says, oh, we want everyone's eyes on this.
yeah.
Anyone ask a question, it was
I had a legal question for them that they took notes and they're probably gonna look into. There's a lot of, the laws are written very vague and our bylaws are very vague. And one of them that I had a question about was, in discussions I've had with Mr. Moquin and the selectmen, our bylaw says earth removal of 1,000 yards or having a permit is for on-farm purposes. What do you consider on-farm?
I don't know.
But that's how vague it is. So when I asked him, he said to me, when I asked the manager of the property, he said to me, that means in his mind, any of their farms that they're using for cranberries. Any of them. So if he wants to take it to Hanson, that's still on-farm operations.
In Wareham, with it.
In Wareham and Middleborough, wherever, as long as they're Morse Brothers, he considers that on-farm operations. So I don't think he's doing anything nefarious. That's the way he interprets the law. My other question is, if you're interpreting your property in Hanson, Halifax, and Middleborough as one farm, then how come you have 3 separate Massachusetts Department of Agriculture Resources applications for grants? Because you can only do 1 grant application per farm. So do you have 4 farms or do you have 1? Because when it comes to earth removal, you want to call it 1 farm. When it comes to getting taxpayer money, that's,
One, just several.
do you want to call it several farms? Because each of those grants is $75,000 tax-free.
Yeah, no, there's always loopholes with taxes.
So what, you know what I mean? So like, how are we defining it as a town of Halifax? And the Board of Selectmen, in my estimation, it seemed like they were taking notes and we're gonna consider that. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure they'll pass it on
You
to
know.
legal counsel and
yeah. and see what
hopefully
can
they
do.
pass it on to legal
Yeah,
counsel.
because I think we need to define that. And say, is, for the future, because it's gonna come up again. There's, the farms are getting either non-existent or much, much bigger. All the small guys are getting bought up by big guys. There's no more little, small farms. So that law needs to be rewritten, I think, or at least more specific.
It should specify that they're talking about the farm within
Right,
this
right.
town,
The law was written 200 years ago, so,
this
Yeah.
town,
Question?
It's on the agenda, so we can discuss it, right?
hopefully.
yeah.
Yeah,
So the well radius, does that come under conservation?
that came from the DPU, I think. The DEB, excuse me.
Yeah, so
always thinking-
there's, there's a lot of laws out there based on their property. There's our laws for the town because they're within 50 feet and 100 feet. And then you have the elevations. And earth removal by elevation is dictated by DEP. And they use certain benchmarks for how deep someone can dig based on the historical high water mark. I had contention with their report because I don't think they're using the right historical high water mark. That's to be determined, but, if they break the water table, and they break it in a big way, it can be catastrophic.
As far as like your board, it would be like if they were within 1,500 feet.
That's more the stuff that should come in front of us.
Or the DEP, that-
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, the depth and what they're removing and what they're bringing in. If it's outside of the 50 and 100 foot, now you're getting into the surface area, the surface drinking water protection area, the wellhead protection area. And because that's not necessarily within 100 or 50 feet of a wetland, it may not come before us. There's a lot of overlap and a lot
Yeah.
of different things that work out there.
a lot of different points of views on it.
And it's a big piece of property, so there's there's some wetland here and, some parts of are not near our wetlands, so that, like I said, there's a lot to it.
All right,
Anything else?
anyone
No,
else have anything to discuss?
I think
on
we're
the-
good.
that's on
I'm
the agenda?
assuming the 0 Plymouth Street is the address of one of the other farms.
I don't know,
And
unless that's another application for something else. So, I don't know why that was written that way, because wasn't,
Well, we had something with two different addresses on the previous discussions.
yeah,
This could be just a 0 Plymouth Street, is that the one we approved like last year? Remember, there's some, obviously they make the addresses very confusing.
yeah.
The one next to the mobile, was that 0 Plymouth Street?
I can't remember, but I know the one you're talking about, but I don't remember the address for that one.
Yeah. Well, to get more clarification from
Yeah,
Peggy, with,
yeah.
because there's a lot of addresses on Plymouth Street.
Okay, so they
Okay.
did not do a final vote, and
No.
are they still looking for comments and concerns? I've already.
They
said my
have
piece,
45 days from the date of application, which my understanding is the date of application was October 3rd, but is that 45 days or 45 business days? They have to give Morse Brothers an answer.
I would,
You were not educated, I believe it's gonna be posted, but I think they said next Wednesday, the 15th.
They're gonna make a decision.
To come
They're gonna
back
vote.
with the answers to everyone and possible vote on it.
Okay, yeah, because a lot of people wanted answers to their questions, because they, before things get moving forward, citizens want answers as to all kinds of things were brought up. Most of them not having to do with conservation stuff, so. The 15th, okay, that's good to know.
at their next meeting.
Yeah.
All right, I
That's
think
it.
that's it. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're all set. Thank you.